basically divided into 4 parts. Okay, Geetika Pada, Ganita Pada, Kalakriya Pada, and Gola Pada. All of them put together is just 120 verses. Okay. So mathematics, this description and that. So you can put in 2 A4 pages and then you have the entire text with you. If you have memorized, you don't need even the 2 pages. Okay. So this is how it has been written. Okay. So it's a very interesting thing. And here, this Geetika Pada, the point I wanted to make was in the previous table. So these are the revolution numbers plus a few other numbers will be given. Okay, I just listed this out. And in fact, there will be a verse which actually gives the table of signs also. The sign of different angles also. So all of them has been put into Geetika Pada. So Geetika Pada essentially gives you the list of the parameters which you may have to employ in doing planetary computations. That has been put in a separate chapter. Now this Nilakantha asked this question, why is Aryabhatta making this separation? So the answer that he gives is, see, so this is something which can be varying, okay, and therefore he has put it separately, whereas the theoretical construction, okay, analytic formula, etc., which may be valid. So you may be changing the parameter, but the theoretical formulation for getting the positions, etc., is valid for all times. Therefore, he has made this separation. Number 2, he says another interesting things. Different astronomers have given different numbers, so which do you take as valid? So here also he gives some explanation which I just skipped now. So this yuga, so I told you the meaning that is being given is this: yujyante asmin grahaha iti yugam. Yujyante means they come together. See, we see the sun and the moon come together every 29.54 days on an average. So now if you want to include one more planet, what will you do? So this has to make integral, the other also has to make integral, assuming that they were almost close to each other. You add one more. So obviously the period will keep increasing. Right? So if you have all the planets which are moving around you, so you have to have with a large period. And in this 43,20,000 years, you will see roughly it will all come together, assuming that they were together. Okay? Assuming that they were, yes, please.
So they actually calculated this number based on this 29.54 and multiplied.
No, 29.54 is, see, I'll tell you. So I'm happy that you asked this. First of all, you have to keep in mind, there will be no lunar month which is exactly 29.54. Okay? So maybe at some point you can get, but it will be, this is average value. So because, I'll just tell you simple, you can very easily appreciate. So all of us who have studied science, see, this fellow said he knows Kepler. So the Kepler's law is, they move in elliptical orbits, right? All of us would have studied. So elliptical orbit means at one point you call as apogee, other point you call as perigee, and there it moves slowly, the other it moves fast, right? So now given this, so the sun and the moon have the same thing. They don't move in a circle, they move in a different kind of an orbit, and of course ellipse is only an approximation, but also we have to keep in mind. Okay? So in fact there is nothing like ellipse, so they will be moving in a different way. Now the point is, this is a little complicated. 29.54 is just average, assuming that the year is 365.25, assuming that the moon. So is this, I mean, you can roughly, because they are actually moving, see, sometimes it will be in perigee, sometimes it will be in apogee. So this actually gives rise to very interesting computations. Now, 29.54 is for moon, 29, not even 29.4, 27.32. 27.32 roughly is the moon's period. Now Mercury's period, I'll just take you to the table. See, Mercury's period is this, okay, so 87.96. So Venus period is 224 point something. Now if you want to have some common number, okay, so integral multiples if you just take, so if you compute all of them, that will come to something like LCM, GCD, whatever we do. Okay, so you will get this number close to. Okay, so that is the idea. But they will not be aligning themselves. So in about, say, let us say 30-degree angle, so all of them will fall, or some 25-degree angle they will fall, something like that. That is what he means. Yujyante means they come together. They come together does not mean they align in one line. So it can be coming together in one particular place. Okay, so that is the thing. That is how they define the term. And in fact, in order to do this, you need a mathematical technique to be developed. That is first order intermediate equation, Kuttakara. Okay, so you first do one thing, then you do another thing, then you keep on doing other things. So this is a very interesting mathematical technique which has been given by Aryabhata in his text. So it is like solving the equation ax plus by is equal to c. X and y are two variables. You have only one equation. So a, b, c are given numbers. So you have to have a mechanism for finding solution to this. This is called first order indeterminate equation, which they call as Kuttakara. This giving large numbers is not necessarily in astronomy. Even in Vedic literature you find. For instance, you have this Shataya Swaha, Sahasraya Swaha, Itaya Swaha, Nitaya Swaha, Pretaya Swaha. See, it's a Vedic passage. So this goes up to 10 to the power 12. In some other place, see, Pararthaya Swaha, it is trillion. So this is something which you find in the Vedic passage itself, dealing with large numbers. This is an interesting mathematical riddle. I think I'll skip this. So this. How many of you are studying Sanskrit here? Just raise. Feel free. So there are 5, 6. I'm not going to ask. So there are 7, 8 people. Okay, very good. This side also. Okay, I'll tell you. So I'll not tell in detail. So this is an interesting thing to know. We have this Panchanga I told you, no? What are they? Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana. These are the 5 things. There are interesting ways in which people try to present the date of completion of the work. Many of them they don't say in the text. Some of them they give exactly. They will give the year number and so on. So on this day I completed this work, etc. Whereas some others they want to put it as a puzzle. So one fellow called Balabhadra, in his work called Hayana Ratna, he poses this puzzle. See, Yogo Masakrade Samaha Karahrito Yogastithi Syat Tithihi Trigna Varavitis Tadartha Sadrisham Bham Sarva Yoge Punaha Bhuvanaksha Kubhir Bhave Chakamitihi Granthasya Tam Vettiyaha Tammanye Ganitadvayajnya Kamala Prodbodhane Bhaskaram. What does he say? The last line I will tell you first. Tammanye means I consider that fellow. Okay. Who is that fellow? Who is able to tell me the date of composition based on the data that I have given. Okay. So who is able to solve? Okay. Ganitadvayajnya. This Ganitadvaya means one is called Vyakta Ganita, the other is called Avyakta Ganita. See, this Vyakta Ganita means you actually give the numbers. Understand? It is like arithmetic. Algebra is Avyakta Ganita because there is nothing, you can associate any number to that. Avyakta. Okay? In fact, arithmetic can be considered as a subset of algebra. But anyway, so that is what it is. So you move from arithmetic to algebra. In fact, algebra was considered to be very difficult by those people, even those fellows who translated some of these Indian works from Sanskrit into Arabic. They left the algebra portion. Okay, they did only arithmetic. But anyway, even doing arithmetic, they found something very, very interesting. Okay, perhaps I will tell about that tomorrow. So now, so here you see what is being stated is, he says, Yogo Masa Krite Samaha. Masa. Mas, yoga means, see, not this. You have many yogas. You have some question?
No, join.
Okay, good. Union. Now, Tithi, Vara, I explained Tithi, that yoga. That yoga also has to do with some union only, addition of two things. Okay, that is some time unit. For the moment, you take it that way. Okay, that yoga is, he says, Masa. Masa kriti. Kriti means square. See? So masasya kriti. You say y is equal to m square. This is the first equation. Masa krite samaha. Then karahrito yogaha. Krita means divided. In yoga, when it is divided by kara, kara means hand. So what will be it? 2. Correct. So you divide. So the next equation is tichihi. So t is equal to y by 2. You understand? Karakrito yogaha tithi syat. Then tichihi trighna varamitihi. Vara will be 3 times tithi. Tadartha sadrisham bham. Half of that is the star count. Sarva yoge punaha. There is a day on which all these equations are satisfied. Okay? And then he gives the year. Bhu Banaksha Kubhihi. Bhu means Prithvi. Bana means arrow. What number will it represent? Bhu means Prithvi. There is only one Prithvi. These are all called Bhuta Sankhya. See, Kara means 2. Netra means 2. Immediately you will get the number. No? Suppose I say Veda. 4. So immediately some object mentioned will strike a certain number in you. So that is the thing. So Bhu means 1. Bana, arrow. Next Aksha. Yeah, I also really made a serious mistake by taking Aksha